Let's see, are we live? We are live. Live chat. How did I pin my thing? Let's see. Share on Twitter. All right. Just my luck on vacation. Brother, that actually sucks. Let's see. Close. Wait, am I even live? It says I'm live. Chat rate. Why is nothing updating? Chat rate 2. What? View your channel. Live. What the hell? Let's see. Why don't I see shit? There you go. All right. Let's see. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are just gonna give it a couple of minutes before we start reviewing some things. What is up? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you, my man? How are you? What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We're just doing Wordle right now as we wait for a couple to be joining in. And yeah, we're going to be covering the markets live. We're going to be looking at a few things regarding the war. And then, we're just going to see. The markets are bleeding, generally speaking, but that is okay. One time is bleeding, one time is pumping. Nothing new. Actually, no, I did not want to bring that up. I want to bring up crypto bubbles. Crypto bubbles. There we go. You can see like already some things. Oh wait, this is not where I want to be. I want to be, there we go, top 100, mainly red, but there's a little bit of green. So yeah. Just understand why certain things are the way they are. Like, that is very, very frustrating. It's okay. Here's what it is. Yeah. Just gonna do this Wordle and we're gonna start. We have an I here. We need a G and a E somewhere. Could it end in E? No, GE. You know what? I need letters. I need letters because I'm being a little Okay, L. Is this a thing? Is Gilly? There's no way it's I. No. Vigil? Vigil? Is vigil a word? What could it be? What could it be? You guys know? Let's see. Let's do that. I have zero clue what this could be right now. It doesn't start with L. Could it be Jill? No, man, these are not words. Wiggle? Is wiggle like spelled like this? Or like this? Dude, what? Oh, there's no G in the middle anyways. I have zero clue what this could be. Does anyone know what this could be? After we do this, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into it. Let's see. Grief? No, it can't be grief. That the I is so the I is second confirmed. The I is second confirmed. And then the yellow is that the letters are here. Right? So we know the I is second. G, L, and E are somewhere here. It can't start with L because L, we had one with Lucky, right? And L was yellow, which means it wasn't in that spot, but it's still in the actual word. So it could technically start with an EI, it could technically start with a GI, or it could be another letter. Or it could be another letter. But I'm just a little lost. There's no way it's not a word. I'm blanking out. 8. No, there has to be an L. There has to be an L. And there's no H and T. So when they're grayed out, when the letters are grayed out, that means they're not there. So this is like a tricky word. I have zero clue what this is. There's no way that these are words. Vigil. That's got to be vigil. Vigil's a word, I'm pretty sure. What? Like this? Oh no, wait. There's no G in the middle. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Ladies and gentlemen, this was supposed to be just a quick little thing we do. This is supposed to be a quick little thing we do. And now I'm stuck. And I don't really want to give up. You know what I'm saying? Don't really want to give up. Because we will, like I said, we will start right in a second. I just want to see. Let's see. You know, it could be. No, it can't be that. Can't be that. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. There was this I was thinking of, and I'm gonna do it. I know this is risky. So it's either starts with what? What is this word? There's no way. Is this the word? Filch? All right. We did it. Did it through luck. I have an unlimited one where I have like a 97% win rate. I'm pretty good at these, so that's why when I got this, I was like, all right, what the hell is this? But anyways, oh, we can see it's a red day. It is a red day. To be honest, the market reactions seem to have stabilized. Of course, a lot can still change. We can see Bitcoin rejecting off of this daily order block. Now, the price action is not the strongest, right? It is not the strongest. The weekly candle is still far from ideal, right? If anything, it is giving me similar vibes to what we had over here, right? We had over here. Yes, it's clearly not the most ideal. It could, yeah, I mean, it could technically be something like this, right? Sometimes all you need is more data, right? Because we see, what's up, Darren? We just did a Wordle of the day. It was Vigil. Absolutely don't know what the hell that means, but sounded like a word, and we got it the last try. But yeah, we're diving into the news, right? We're gonna look at the markets. We're gonna look at what's happening with the war a little bit as things are escalating and they are getting crazier and crazier. Of course, you know, they do affect the markets. So we will be diving into a few things. But yeah, we're right now we can see that we have like the way the weekly candle is closing, it is not the most ideal, right? It is not the most ideal right now. And yeah, I mean, it just looks, this is very, very weak in terms of price. Like it's a similar vibe to the one back in mid-February. However, there's also one in the beginning of January. People are saying a shakeout to be on Monday or Tuesday. I mean, maybe. See, the thing is, you can't shake someone like me out because I'm just in it. I'm like either ride or die. Right? I've been just accumulating more every time price has been low. Every time price has been low, just been accumulating, dollar cost averaging. The portfolio has been getting bigger in terms of its worth. Sometimes even in terms of, you know, just how many tokens I hold. But yeah, we are getting similar vibes to the one we had in mid-February and also kind of early January. Now, the thing is, right, structure is not the most ideal. Global liquidity is still on our side. Of course, you know, we haven't really been following the trends at all, right? Technically, last week was supposed to be some type of pump. Some type of pump this week didn't happen. Over here next week still could be some type of pump, but most likely won't happen. And then we have like the little dip. That's 2 weeks from now. And of course, we have this big resurgence again a few weeks later, heading into mid-July. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe, you know, maybe Bitcoin's temporary top will be mid-July. Maybe the global liquidity still is good with the 91 days when it comes to the actual tops and bottoms, right? Very big key points in the market. Maybe that's when it's more accurate, right? When we take it from here, it was perfect 91 days. So, you know, it was following it perfectly up until this point, right? We had this top, we had this bottom. But yeah, man, it just sucks a little bit. My prediction still stands, bull run in September. Yeah, I was thinking, you know, late summer, early fall, but I did also say it could go to late fall. Like it's just that period. It just makes that period makes the most sense also in terms of just technical analysis, right? Even if June is slower but kind of ends similar to this, July, August, September should be another, you know, candle, another 3-month candle that expands. And then after that, we could also have again October, November, December. That's also, beginning to expand, but maybe December is going to be a sell off or something. I don't know, of course, but I don't know. I don't know 100%. Um, how come Aerodrome is vastly outperforming right now? Do you think it'll dip? Uh, I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I'd have to either keep up with the coin. Maybe something big came out with it, or the price action. I'm in scared money. Scared money don't make money. Yeah, we are in it together. Yeah, scared money don't make money. That's true. That's why and I just my mentality is either we hit it or we don't. Well, all right, 48 cents, and today it's the only coin I took profits from. Um, how do you do super chats? You look at the chat and there's like a plus dollar sign. There's a dollar sign, and then I don't know, just there's a super chat option, super sticker, if you want to do that. But yeah, next stop for Arrow, it is 98 cents. Yeah, I saw when we looked at crypto bubbles. Wait, where's Arrow? Is it top 100 to 200? Yeah, it's 15%, while the rest of the market is bleeding. Bitcoin is slowly recovering, right? That we have to say that, right? It went from 103K, it's up to 106 almost. Price action still not like the most wow or greatest, but it is, one of the things with Bitcoin is we did fill this huge gap. So that's good. That is good. So we're going to see how price action continues. If it continues to be bullish, then there's a very high chance that we will be looking, obviously, to take out these highs and eventually aim for this, regardless of how the weekly candle closes. I was in some gold longs, but I got in a little too late, so I only had minor profits today. Yeah, let's see. All right, last time I drew up Arrow was, yeah, in this channel, and then blew up. Right, we're talking, yeah, last time we talked about it on stream, was we were in this channel, and then it blew up. I mean, here's the deal, right? Yeah, I remember this. I was saying how there was just these 3 buy candles were way stronger than all these 4 sell candles. And yeah, we broke out of destruction. Look at that. Very, very nice. I don't know if any big news came out or anything. 98 cents. Maybe into this weekly candle. Yo, Darren, my guy. To my guy who pumps me up every day, continue to inspire the people. Darren, thank you so much for the 20 bomb, my man. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. You are going in the Hall of Fame, my boy. I plan on streaming for many, many months, many years to come, and you are taking the record. I have to write this down somewhere. You are the top donator of all time, which is absolutely crazy. Let me write this down. I'm going to write this down. Every single one of these moments, it's history. It's history in the trading sniper journey, in the trading sniper, YouTube channel. Starting the stream, shorts, viewers, chatters, reactions. We started about a year ago, a year and a half ago, and man, we were, for many, many months, we were going really, really slow. We finally got to around 1,000 subs in like October, middle of November, and then we kind of went from 1,000 to now 5,000 in mid-June. Crazy. Started to live stream. That's also breaking personal records, just live streaming. We had a few first chatters donate $5 here, $5 here, $2 here, and then now you broke the record. You are going to be in history, my guy. You are going to be in history when we do blow up, when we take this channel up to 50K subs, 100K subs, and further. Darren, you are going to be part of the Hall of Fame. Let me just write this down. Darren, $20 dono, June 13th, 2025. Highest super chat. And let me write what you said too, because I really do appreciate the words, my man. To my guy who pumps me up every day. Continue to inspire the people. Thank you so much, Darren. Absolutely appreciate it, my man. Absolutely appreciate it. Can I do this? Can I? Oh, it's so funny that I could technically put you in timeout. Imagine how, oh, imagine donating to somebody and then someone puts you in timeout. That would be funny in one aspect, but not so funny in another. Um, but yeah. Okay, let's see this. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, we're up to 13 viewers. Listen, Arrow has anything? I don't follow. I don't follow Arrow. I don't follow Arrow. This has any 100 billion in volume. Aerodrome just surpassed 100 billion volume in 2025. Let's see this. Locking in more than 100x growth year over year on base, and we're just getting started. So it is breaking some records, but did anything new? Not just for base, but entire honor to see Aerodrome play a role, right? LP rewards for all of these. And what happens on base? Builders get Coinbase distribution via Coinbase app. Start with borrowing. Next up is trading. 9 hours ago. When did this coin start pumping? The last 2 days? New launch alert. Big welcome to Mocha Network. Oh my god, 560,000. That's very big. Building the world's biggest identity network, Mocha is ready to swap an LP on Ethereum paired with USDC. So very, very nice. Nice. I know some people wrote this coin off, but this coin will do good this cycle. I forgot its market cap because, like I said, I don't really keep up with this. Oh, this must be like 500 million then. Oh, 633. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those coins that it should be hitting up like upwards of 10 billion pretty easily. I know a lot of people got scared with the price action it had when it kind of just pumped. Pump. But now it had a very nice correction. Had a very, very nice correction. And yeah, for me, the next destination is like $1.10 personally. Let's see this. Okay. And yeah. I do think the markets will bounce back. I know obviously, when there's a war and stuff, it's never ideal. It's never ideal, but in the bigger picture, I don't think the market makers and everything are ready to completely cash out. I don't really know what's going to happen with Israel and Iran. Right? Don't really know too much. From what I know, it's they blew up some important people in the government, military, and etc. So it's a little hard to backtrack. It's a little hard to backtrack now. I know America wanted to practically be like, negotiation time with Iran, and Iran declined. That's what I know. We can see. I saw someone post about this page yesterday, and they have consistent updates. So we can look at this. We won't talk about this too much. We won't talk about this too much, but we could see, obviously, things are going crazy a little bit. Boom. Okay. Moment of an Iranian arrival in Tel Aviv. Yeah, Jesus, how scary this must be being there? Or just being in any country that has to deal with war and bombs and all these crazy things. No, that is crazy. Mossad is carrying out assassination strikes within the Tehran using one-way drones. Brother in Christ. This is crazy times, man. This is some crazy, crazy times, if I do say so myself. Death toll rises to 3 with 60 injured from all the Iranian strikes against Israel today. Right now, we're expecting an Operation Sindoor style exchange of tit for tat strikes between Iran and Israel. One miscalculation or perhaps a false flag will lead to drastic consequences for the Middle East and for the world writ large. Crazy times. Crazy, crazy times. I really do think that the markets are going to be going crazy. They're going to be accelerating over this. Right, they are going to be really, really accelerating over this type of news. I would not be surprised if we see some type of gap, which would be very, very annoying. Friday, wait, ended here. So yeah, Bitcoin's definitely not, it's going to definitely retrace a little bit. Let's see, something like gold, right? So I was in a gold buy. I think this weekend is going to be insanely bearish. I think it depends how badly it escalates, to be honest. I think it depends how badly it escalates. I think if like some next level event happens over these next 48 hours, 48 to 72 hours, and yeah. But if it's just gonna be like a strike here and there, as crazy as it sounds, not much is gonna change. I have 1K left. I'm between Pepe and Turbo. Already a small bag of Turbo. Do you think it could 10x this season? As long as we have an altcoin season, practically most altcoins should 10x fairly easily, unless we're talking about the top ones. The only way you don't really 10x is if you buy into a very flop of a project, or we go into like World War III, or some next level news happens where just like crypto just becomes a dud this season. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Darren, for the reminder. Yo, Turbo is giving me anxiety, not gonna lie. Listen, my man. Should not be Turbo. It's gotta be the world events, you know? Turbo itself, of course, Turbo isn't perfect. It's a meme coin at the end of the day, right? It only has so much value, you know, compared to other altcoins. However, you know, the crazy thing is Turbo as a coin still has more value than some altcoins because it objectively is just a better project. Like some altcoins are going to be into like certain narratives with certain token unlocks with certain whatever, right? That just make it worse. And Turbo, yeah, it's a meme coin, but it is also kind of in the AI sector, right? It's like the founding father of meme coins created by AI. So that's literally history. You can't change that. It also does dabble into the metaverse. Has some stuff with what near protocol, chain link, right? Uh, gaming, some other stuff with it, right? It's listed on all the big exchanges. So it's like, you know, this coin is chilling up there. It's just the fact that it's a meme coin. brings its like, how do I say this? It's like it brings its real value down. Uh, Obviously, because it's like meme coins don't really have that much real value because it's just literally a joke coin, right? But yeah, no, I'm confident Turbo. Listen, man, the only way Turbo does not perform is if these markets get nuked because the whole world is going to go to crap. That is the only reason. I know people are getting a little bit nervous. I know the timing of, the Bitcoin pumps and etc. is a little bit different now, right? We're no longer necessarily following global liquidity to the way we were, right? This point over here was perfect. This was perfect. Like this was perfect. This was perfect. This was perfect. But then at like once we got to this area of global liquidity, it just kind of went rogue and ghost on us. Like it's not following it 100%. Right? It's not really following it 100%. Um right? Some of the tops, like if we, like I said this earlier, but since there's more of you guys now, like if we see a nice rally in mid-July, like let's say Bitcoin does hit 120, 130, 140 mid-July, then we are in a way still following global liquidity because that's what we expect is a nice top in mid-July and then some kind of sell-off. Right? So even things do get delayed, whatever happens, as long as we kind of still go up and by the time mid-July rolls around and we do hit certain price targets, then this tool is going to be reliable enough to still use, right? If the timings get completely messed up, might have to look at certain settings, might have to adjust certain things, or just throw this indicator completely out the window, or just take it with a complete grain of salt. Let's see. There's no way this is like. So in terms of the days, it's not, let's see. Where are we? Are we like down here? 91. Didn't really pump though. I don't really like using the daily though. The daily's kind of whatever for this, to be honest. Let's hope we all get paid this year. Yeah. In terms of holding my money for, this cycle, I understand where Bitcoin dominance has to hit. I understand it has to, you know, get to around the 70% mark. That the percentage itself is not that important. The reason why it has any relevance is because of certain structure. But I'm just waiting for like the big dump, right? Once Bitcoin dominance takes a big dump, altcoins will pump heavily. And once we get a confirmation that Bitcoin dominance struggles to go back up, then that's going to be like, hey guys, the big altcoin season, right, is actually just around the corner. And that's why some people thought it's going to happen in January, right? That what, November to December, we dropped a couple of percent and we saw how altcoins just went crazy, right? We saw render went from like $4 to $12. We saw other coins do really, really great. Obviously, and then if Bitcoin dominance did something like this and then crashed heavily, then we would have been seeing, a nice altcoin season. But that's not the case yet. The positive though is the higher we go with Bitcoin dominance, the more we're going to gain with altcoins because we saw like roughly a lot of coins, like let's say render went up 3 times when the dominance dropped 6.5%. And if we have an extra couple of percent to work with, right? Let's say we, instead of topping out at 61%, we top out around 70% or 71. That's an extra 10% worth of drops. That's an extra good amount render could pump, for example, right? That means like something like render, if roughly every 2% we were dropping, like 2.2% we were dropping, and render went up. What did it technically go up? Like every 2.2% dominance dropped was practically like $3 for render, right? If we have an extra roughly 10% to work with, that means something like render is going to pump an additional, like, well, I don't know the math off the top of my head, but render is going to pump an additional $13.50 because of the extra 10%. So if render was meant to top out at $60, because we're going to have the extra 10% of Bitcoin dominance, it's going to pump an extra $13.50, more or less, if that makes sense. So yeah. It like, I know it's stressful in the moment. I know, understand, like, things like render, everything looks low. We are still in the 3-month candle of recovery, right? We still are. June is, June is still technically, it's part of 3 months. It's kind of the same way how people thought February and March were going to start reversing really heavily. But I was like, no, probably until like not until April. And then we saw, right? Like the February sold off. March was like baiting a little bit, right? March was going up and down. And then we saw in the beginning of April, manipulation towards the downside. We swept the last monthly, and then we started to go to the upside, right? So we saw how it played out. We saw how it played out. Let's see. Is there any... Oh my. We don't look at this for a couple minutes, and what is that?
Allah, جنبي جنبي الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله.
Scenes from... And Taken, right? Ultimately, all of this, right? Obviously, there might be more history, there might be more context to it, but ultimately, all of this comes down to just a couple of political leaders saying this, saying that, and it always comes at the expense of people, innocent lives, buildings, money lost. Like, it just, and it's always like, I'm sure your regular civilian, your everyday civilian in these two countries just worries about their own life and stuff. Obviously, like, I don't live in Israel, I don't live in Iran or anything, I don't know their politics or anything, but yeah. Breaking: Iran's recent missile attacks kills one female IDF soldier and injuries 30 IDF babes. What the hell is this? Is this a page about all the hottest, like, military women or IDF? Is this like a thirst trap thing? This is crazy. There's literally an account for everything. There's literally an account for everything. Well, Bitcoin just hit 106,000. Look, if Bitcoin starts flipping aggressively on Saturday and Sunday, this will be a huge victory for us. This will be a very, very huge victory for us. So let's see, what is this? Israeli Prime Minister and most of the war cabinet are in the underground bunker just below the complex. So is this like, I don't understand, is this like the main thing where they're located and Iran tried to strike it? But you see, it's like you send a missile out to Iran, and it's just like, how convenient for you to go in a bunker while everyone else suffers. Like I said, there's more to this that I don't know. I don't know a lot about this, but I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, like, these leaders don't care about us and stuff, and everyone has their own opinion on war. First thing, I think everyone, especially my beautiful snipers, your life is more valuable than going to war or dying for some type of leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of us just want to cash out from crypto. We just want to cash out, want to live our lives, want to make some money. We want to buy whatever we want to buy, earn type of freedom, whatever type of freedom we want to earn. We can see Bitcoin solid. The problem is, even if it pumps heavy, we're still gonna have to retrace on Monday because of the gap. But that could mean potential opportunities. Whoa, what happened to Arrow? Ah, because it jumped to the top 100, my guy. Damn, you guys just witnessed that live. It went from 100, it was in the 101 to 200 category, and it just disappeared. And now it's in the top 100 category. Absolutely amazing. Let's see. My feed shouldn't be anything crazy. Mm. Oh my god, fireworks. Streamer mistakes Iranian missile as a firework while streaming. Dude, how do you? Nah. Some Israeli stuff, some Counter-Strike stuff. Let's see. Let's go on some finance stuff. Let's see. Let's look at some things quickly. Let's see. Ah, the dark side of trading. A video popped up on my recommended. Oh. Let's see. We're gonna put this on just for a couple minutes. We're gonna look at. I'm gonna prepare some other stuff that we look at.
This is because of the ongoing attack as Iran has now launched a attack back on Israel for the second time.
Definitely something like gold is going to be shooting up heavy. I don't. Do any of you guys hold gold?
Launched attacks on Iran amid some of the simmering tensions over Tehran's rapidly advancing nuclear program. For years, Israel had threatened that a strike like this could possibly happen. It came to fruition yesterday. And in the response, we've seen 2 attacks on Israeli cities in the aftermath in just the last few hours. The last one ending up here with a handful of light injuries.
You got some silver? Let's see how silver reacted. I actually haven't I've been paying attention to silver in a minute. Let's see. Damn, silver also shot up. Wait a minute. I sold my silver. That's one of the mistakes I made was wasn't really a mistake. I bought silver and gold instead of a lot of crypto. I still bought some crypto, but I could have bought way more crypto a couple years ago. And then yeah. So we are approaching all-time highs soon. All right, liquidity swept that. And oil. I got some silver and oil. Heard silver is the way to go. Yeah, see, like when silver dipped here, I remember this. I bought it for around 12 bucks. It was literally somewhere right over here. And then I sold in not too long ago, but I practically doubled my money. I remember it was very nice. It's very, very nice. Compare gold, silver is lagging behind, so probably push higher. Oh yeah, crude oil. Crude oil, especially if they start attacking, right? If they start attacking all these dude, why does this even exist? Why does this even exist? Is this? Yeah, we had an issue last time. I don't remember the main this. I mean, this still works. Not really. Why is this not? Are we serious right now? I'm gonna fix this right now. And keep going on. Let's see. So we're gonna bring up the right page in a second. What? Why would it? What is this? It's telling me to do this. There's like, what is this? Interesting. I mean, this works. This actually does work though. Oh yeah. Oh buddy. Oh buddy. When this thing starts breaking out of this trend line. Oh, let me tell you, this thing is going to be shooting aggressively to the upside. Super, super aggressively. See, this is what I talked about when the Russian and Ukraine war. Okay, sorry, listen to this, okay? So when the Russian and Ukraine war was happening, I remember everyone was talking about oil, this and that, and I remember telling this to my friends and people that didn't really understand the charts, right? But I was like, just remember this moment that oil is going to jump upwards of like $130, right? Because I saw this institutional candle right over here, and I just said, remember this. It's gonna top out near $130, and a couple months later, it's gonna drop. And then what happened? We went into an institutional monthly candle, right? We had this month, then we had this weekly candle over here, and then when we break down the weekly candle, we had another institutional in that weekly candle. We had a daily institutional in that weekly candle. We perfectly tap into it, and then we sell off. And then it was like this moment that kind of confirmed to me 100% that I don't really care about news anymore. Like, yeah, Russia and Ukraine war is still like obviously important, and I'm not talking about people's lives or the countries or anything. But for me, I was like, this is just an excuse to move the markets. It's only when like World War III, right? When World War III is on the brink, that's when things, I value that type of news the most. Uh Zebek about to get some more turbo. Hell yeah, my man. Zebek is green. Actually made a video on this explaining it. I mean, it's green, but there's no indication it's going to keep going up and not down in terms of technical analysis. I explained in the video that, if we don't start closing above this zone, then we're still bearish, right? Gotta remember, the markets don't literally just move straight down or up. There's going to be phases where there's going to be a small green day, a small red day, but it still doesn't mean it's still not going to its main destination. So yeah, like for me, there's nothing bullish about this. There's no nothing. I have a plan. I also wrote it, in the Discord community. We're gonna be executing some stuff. We got some gems locked in too that I think will do very well this cycle. Yeah, we could see something like ICP. I don't think the guy's in the chat, but there was a person that was trading, got in around 504, stop loss like 478. They're up a 1 to 1.5 right now. They were up technically over 1 to 4.5. I don't think they took any profits. They're trying to catch the bottom, which is, I tried doing that with like Bitcoin recently. I tried seeing if I can catch an expansion, and I faded like 4%. 4%. 4% is a lot of money. And then I caught like I caught upwards of 2%. It was almost like 2%. But I faded a little bit more than 4%. I was like, damn. Because I tried getting in that snipe. But then I just like, the market's not really showing me any lifeline in terms of continuation to the upside. So I took profits instead of self-destructing, like, you know? Yeah, Bitcoin, weak price action. Weekly. We would have to see. We have to see if it's going to be like this type of scenario or if it's going to be more like this where it still looked weak for 1 to 2 weeks, but then it just kind of started to shoot up and break up. Right? That's going to be the main thing now. Are we technically kind of getting something? I have a feeling it's gonna be more like this. This sounds crazy, but no, it's not. It's not exactly identical. I thought this zone here was exactly identical to this, but it's technically the sell candle. The next week was the one that took out all the liquidity, while it was this bullish candle here that took out the liquidity. It's not exactly the same, but we'll see. The markets sometimes look dead until they're not, right? I know some people definitely thought over here it was dead. This type of price action, it was dead. You know, over here. You know, sometimes people get baited. I mean, definitely a lot of people thought the markets were done for when we were here. Nitro? Is that just the frog one? I don't know. Just another meme coin to me, to be honest. Just another meme coin. It's been growing very slow. Just had a big burst in recent times. Oh man. Oh my gosh, it's almost 8 o'clock. Damn. Damn. See what they're saying.
Has pretty much been blocked from taking meaningful steps to put pressure on Iran, blocked by Russia and China, the two of the permanent members. Now, it is worth noting that these powers all did agree in 2015 to the JCPOA, the original Iran nuclear deal that President Obama had helped broker, that by all accounts was functioning pretty well and doing what it needed to do until then candidate Trump really decried it, calling it the worst deal ever, and pulling the United States out in 2018, and then putting himself on a path towards trying to make a better deal. So again, but that takes us back to what the Security Council's role here should be. From Israel's perspective, it is that you cannot have a member of the United Nations threatening the existence of another member state, and then at the same time conducting carrying on a clandestine nuclear enrichment program and not being transparent with international monitors. That was a concern.
And so, Benjamin, I have to ask you, because we've heard from President Trump. He also spoke to Axios, saying that he still believes that a U.S. and Iranian deal is possible when it comes to nuclear. Do you think that that's possible in the wake of all these attacks?
Not anytime soon. The Iranian government right now needs to do something to show face. It needs to show that it still has a deterrent defensive ability. And it needs to, if it's going to re-enter into negotiations with the United States, it has to do so with at least trying to regain some of the leverage and credibility that it has lost. And because right now it has very little to bargain with and negotiate with. So it would be coming in much weaker than it was a few days ago. And it's difficult to see the Iranian delegation agreeing to that until they feel that they've accomplished some level of parity or some response that would satisfy their domestic audience.
Let's talk about that, what's going on inside of Iran's government right now. We do know, again, I pointed out the fact that several of their top officials in the government have been executed by Israel in those targeted attacks. Are we going or expecting to see any sort of turmoil?
Yeah, that's annoying. The fact that some of these top people are dead.
Make their own point known moving forward.
Yeah, the Supreme Leader of Iran moved quickly last night to fill in the vacuum.
Or when I talk about this stuff, I'm just trying to purely talk about it from
very quickly
from the financial market side. The fact that multiple of them are dead means this probably not going to blow over very soon, which means the markets will be very volatile. unstable. So it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying dealing with this, especially that we are closer to altcoin season than further, right? We are closer to the finish line than further, so it would really, really suck if things took a big hit in a big turn in some of the last few months, last few short months, because I know a lot of people have been patiently waiting since, even late 2023, early 2024. I know some people got in during the pumps of 2024. I know some people got in the pumps of late 2024, right? So I know people are buying in at bad positions and stuff, but yeah, like it would really, really suck if things kind of just go to crap right towards the end. Right towards the end. Not ideal. Not ideal for anybody. Right? Bitcoin dominance is almost done its mission. I want to see a huge pump. I really want to see a similar candle. A very, very similar candle to what happened last time. Like a huge, huge pump, huge dump. Show me that institutional candle. Show me that institutional candle. And then altcoin season is going to start. We also know, something I've been talking about a lot is, this most likely the dominance has to drop to roughly 6.5% before we can even consider alts to start really pumping. Right? We've been looking at this zone for months, months. So yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. See, everything is kind of just at a discount right now. Everything's at a discount. Pangolin. I don't know how Pangolin. I don't know. Does anyone hold Pangolin in this chat? Does anyone hold PNG? Let's bring them up. Because listen, man, I don't know, these guys, they just take too long. They just simply take too long for my liking. Caspa, other projects have done so much more in a shorter time. They've done harder things. And it's just like, man, like how long does it take to practically, do this version 3? And the thing is, I know once Pangolin does it, right, we're going to be chilling. We are going to be chilling. May was a powerhouse month for Pangolin, from launching Pango News, Don't Care, and showcasing global pushing stress testing V3 rewards. We continued driving innovation and adoption. Real-time crypto is powered by AI. Don't care about that. Pangolin, don't care about that. Pangolin version 3 documentation released. The official Pangolin 3 version documentation live, detailing new features and strategies to help users maximize rewards. Pangolin version 3 is unleashing 5 income streams, 2 from fees and 3 from bonuses. Okay, that's perfect, but like, just you got to release it, man. The altcoin season is going to be here sooner than later. I need you to release this. People on Twitter are so unserious. I'm late to the party. Yeah, you're a little late. That's okay. Listen, I understand, guys. It is a weekend, right? It is a weekend. I understand. We're going to the Friday to Saturday. Some of you guys are gonna be going out. Some of you guys are gonna be chilling. Understand that, you guys, now you're all gonna show up. Some of you will show up a little bit later, a little bit earlier. But yeah. Damn. Well, that's funny. The great memes. The Middle East, Israel, boom. Oh my god, dude. You can't. These people. The hell? This that's the hashtag? Telling you, man. This being on Twitter while live streaming is definitely very, very just got out of the gym. Hell yeah, that's what we love to see. I went like 2 or 3 times this week. Probably gonna go tomorrow too. I usually like going on the weekend. Been slowly but surely losing weight. Been slowing down a little bit. I'm getting ready for also Austin, the Austin trip. So this might sound crazy, but I did a tactical. How do I say this? I did a tactical stop in terms of being on the grind, on an extreme grind, if that makes sense. Because Austin, I do plan on eating a little bit bad, still within a reasonable calorie range. Still plan on going to the gym, still going to be walking a lot of steps. But I wanted to get my body used to, again, a little bit of like the crappier food that I haven't really been consuming over the last month and a half, which sounds crazy because I don't really go to America often. So I don't know the next time I'm going to visit Austin, if I'm ever going to visit Austin. So I'm just like, you know what? We just got to let go a little bit for this week. Just a little bit. Gas. Oh, yeah. Gas is pumped up a lot. Oh, no, but it's also, yeah, I'm going to be meme coin hunting. I've hunted some real world assets. Want like give it out in the community, but the moment the market starts like flipping bullish completely, I'm going to be looking for some nice gems. I have to do research on that though. But I feel like there's going to be lots and lots of opportunities. Like this coin, I definitely want to be buying. See, everyone was talking about this Jerry coin. This is why you don't listen to hype. There's nothing wrong with this Jerry coin, but everyone was talking about it a couple of days ago, right? I remember when we first talked about this thing, it was like a 15 million market cap. The technical analysis showed no sign of reversals, no nothing. Sorry, no, not reversals, no signs to the upside. Better health. They have the meal delivery in your. My issue. Sorry, I just thought my dog is puking. Sounds crazy, but yeah, my issue isn't necessarily making my own food or anything because I have stocked up on like some steaks and like some vegetables and other stuff and some chicken and other meat, but just the last few days I have to reintroduce fast food a little bit to my body because like I said, in America, I'm not gonna hold back. If I want that In-N-Out burger, I'm gonna get it. The only thing I'm not gonna do is eat like 2,000 calories per sitting, But if I want to enjoy a burger, I'm going to get it. If I want to enjoy a Coca-Cola, I'm going to get it. My goal is to break even in weight, right? So if I can on average eat 2,000 calories with working out and with walking a lot during the day, let's say that's upwards of potentially 3,000 calories, then I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be eating upwards of 3,000 calories per day, which sounds kind of crazy, but still have a little bit of that fat mentality. Plus, like I said, it's a vacation, it's a trip. Let's see your dog. All right, next stream, because I have to set it up. I don't know. I don't know how I'd be able, because of my elevation. I don't know how I'd be able to show you. I mean, I could kind of lift him up, but he doesn't really like that. But 100%, 100% next stream I'll put him on, or in the beginning of a video or something. When I reset my gut, I stopped craving fast food. Now I crave fruit. It's great. Yeah, yeah, that was the thing. So when I went on the 5-day water fast, I started to eat healthy. I had zero sugar cravings. I had zero cravings for this processed food. The processed food, the overeating, because like I said, I was in a calorie deficit until the last week or so. Then I haven't been. And no processed food, no sugar, no nothing. The only thing I started to crave a lot was spicy food. I don't know what happened. Man, I went crazy with the spice. I've been buying jalapeno. I bought like a sauce that has like 1,000 or not like 1,000,000 of those heat levels. I forgot what they're called. But I didn't feel anything. I swear. All it did was just taste like Frank's Red Hot sauce, but slightly worse. Yeah, I pulled it off. Well, luckily for me, my environment is that I can afford to be home, or I could afford to be home, so I could save my energy and stuff. But practically electrolytes and lots of water, and that's it. Yeah, it was the craziest thing I ever kind of pulled off. It was a 5-day water fast, but it was great, man. I'm telling you, on the third day I was still great. On the fourth day I was moody because it was like first day was kind of hard. Second day was kind of annoying. First day was kind of like not hard. Oh, first day was a little hard, a little annoying because I just started. Then the second day was pretty annoying, but it wasn't hard. Then the third day I was like chilling. I had like the most energy I've had in a while. I was happy. But then on the third day I was like, why don't I just go for 5? I'm doing pretty well. And then on the fourth day, it was pretty hard and pretty annoying because I was like, oh, I still did this whole day and another day. And then on the fifth day, it wasn't annoying, but it was still fairly hard because I'm telling you, man, a lot. It was a lot. It was 5 days was a lot. I already felt it. I already felt like, it kind of started to go from like feeling great, peak form into like, okay, this is kind of getting exhausting. Whoa, you did the master cleanse for 30 days? Water, lemon, molasses? I don't even know what that is. What is that? Mm-mm-mm. Sugar cane? Should be as. Yeah, what the hell is this? Never heard of it in my life. This looks like this packaging looks like that thing that the Australians love. I forgot what the Australians eat something like that looks like jam, but it's not, and it tastes bad according to a lot of people. Mm-mm-mm. 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 That is a big fire candle, but I don't know shit about this project. Let's see. Ethereum. 144 members. Austin Hilton. Let's see. Damn. Wait, does this guy upload? I've seen this guy's channel before. Does he upload on X2? Oh, he just uploads his videos everywhere then. Probably. Stream suggestion. The audio stream current bitrate is 0. Is lower than recommended bitrate. Does it sound fine? Sneak on Andrew Tate, old news. I don't really get involved with like influencers and stuff. What did I search? Austin. I think I actually might be subscribed to him because I seen his face somewhere. I am subscribed, but I don't think I watch. Maybe clicked on one video in the last month or two. I don't really watch. You can see there's no like red thing. Love Bitcoin. This crypto is perfect for you. So it's going to be a sponsored video.
All right, real quick video for you here. We're going to talk about Bitcoin Bull.
Bitcoin Bull. I've heard about it. I think they wanted to do a sponsorship thing. I had to look into it. I might take a sponsored coin only if it's good. Only if it's good. Because I know there's like a lot of pink cell ones that are pretty bad. They just scam. I'm not opposed to doing business. I'm really not. I'm never gonna be one of those people that's shies away, but also I'm not gonna just take anything or even just take something here and there. It's got to be good. Because if it's not, actually, it's got to be great. Because if it's not great, and if it's something I wouldn't buy myself or take a risk on, then I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna give it to you guys. It doesn't matter how much they pay me. I actually wonder how many views this guy gets, because Austin Hilton. Do any of you guys watch this guy? Let's see. Family and stuff. I have a bag in Bitcoin Bull. I forgot about it. Did 4.5 days fasting, man. 5th day. Had to wake up at 5 a.m. for gym. Woke up at 2 a.m. Went to the gym. Got back. Made kick-ass chicken broth soup. Hell yeah. But the last day was nuts. Truly started feeling exhausting. Hell yeah. We're looking at Austin because we went down a mini pipeline of looking at gas, clicking on their Twitter, seeing they reposted Austin. Then I started to talk about how I think I'm subscribed to Austin. I was like, oh yeah, I am subscribed to Austin. Then I was like, I bet you it's a sponsored video. Clicked, it was a sponsored video. Then I talked about how I'm not opposed to getting sponsored coin or doing a sponsored video, but it has to be great, nothing less than great. And I have to genuinely believe it's going to do good. And then I was just curious to see his views. Okay. We're gonna, before we end this stream, let's do a fun trivia. How much do you think? Because I more or less know the actual number of how much this pays. Because I also have an educational channel. Now, I don't know if it scales more with a bigger channel. I don't know, any of that, because obviously I'm at 5,000 subs. But if you were to guess, how much money do you think 880,000 views gets you a month? How much money do you think it gives you? Let's say American dollars. Let's say American dollars. Actually, American or Canadian, I guess. That's the only two relevant, semi-relevant ones. $1 per view. So you think you made 800? I wish it was $1 per view. You know how rich I'd be if it was $1 per view. If I was making like a hundreds or $1,000 per video, that'd be some next level stuff. Ah, the hell just happened? Oh, I'm doing my thing. I'm not an influencer, so I don't know. Well, this is like between this is like between we're doing Canadian. Let's just say on the lowest of low ends, this is like $7,000. $7,000 to $12,000. Like I know it's a kind of a big range, but I don't know how much XRP videos give, and I know he does mainly XRP. Usually the RPM is kind of very similar, but $7,000 to $12,000 per month off 800K views. And even though 800K is a lot, like 800,000 views is a lot, it's also not a lot when it comes to YouTube. Right, you gotta remember there's so many channels that just have millions and millions of views per thing. But you also have to realize this isn't educational. The educational stuff gets way more, so. But yeah, you know what? We are gonna end this stream with a unlimited Wordle. Right? We're gonna do unlimited Wordle. Just something fun. You know, we might stream tomorrow, might not. It is a Saturday. I know a lot of people are probably gonna be out doing something. Maybe we will do the live stream of the actually we'll do that. We'll do the live stream of the YouTubers where we're going to be hunting down, you know, which YouTubers are going to be going in the category. We will still create a separate video for that, right? We'll still create a separate video of which YouTubers actually are worthy of listening to and etc. Obviously, you need to take it with a grain of salt because I'm not going to go through all their videos, but it's easy to tell if usually someone's decent, good, great, just depending on the information they deliver, the types of videos they make, and etc. Our unlimited word does have an S and E. Starts with an S, has an E in the middle. You know, the way I play this game is I like to use other words sometimes. So you can see like night, like there's no way it could have been night, right? Because it starts with an S and has an E in the middle, but we did find another letter. So S-E-T. It's going to be, yeah, I wanted to say slept too, but there's no P. Oh, steep. Oh yeah, no, not steep. It can't be steep. The T has to be at the end. The T doesn't move. So if I actually bring out my Epic pen, right? It has to be S-E-S-E-T. Scent. No, there's no N. There's no N. This one's gonna be a tricky one. Do we? I might just try another word with a bunch of letters. I might just try another word with a bunch of letters. Like usually I like doing lucky because lucky sometimes, you know, it shows if there's a Y. The probability of there being a Y is very low. Oh. Wait, I think I know it. There you go. There we go. We ended on a banger. 97% win rate. 97% win rate, 500 games played. So you can see most of the time I've got some few bangers where I got on the second try, a 37 on the third try, a lot on the fourth try, a lot on the fifth try, and then some games were coming to a game 7. So yeah, I love this type of game because it really, it's just for fun. We'll do one more and then we'll actually end it off. But yeah, this is just something I do for fun. I do usually use the same 2 set something like audio, because it gets the A, U, and I and O out, right? And then sperm, it gets a lot of the main letters out, and S, P, and R, and we also have E. Let's see what this one is. D in the middle. D in the middle with an I and O in it. Damn it. If we end on a hard one that's gonna stall out a lot of time, then that's not going to be very, very ideal. You know what? I will try. I will do night again. See? Obviously it couldn't be night, but we got the I down. So it's something ID. There's no way it could start with O, right? Nah, it's not a word. There's no way there's a word like starting like that. Hey, hey, hey. What's the yellow? I like Caspa. I have a lot of Caspa. I've been accumulating. Oh, video. Wait. No, it couldn't be. It couldn't be. There's no E, and then you see how the O is yellow at the end? That means the O is there, but it can't be at the end. But that actually was good thinking though. That actually was. So yeah, you can see so we see how there's an I there. We already used it. We found the I. We found the I second, but now we still don't know where the O is. I mean, my bias hasn't really changed about Caspa. Generally speaking. Generally speaking, it hasn't really changed. We still don't really have confirmation of it being bullish, which is annoying. Oh, we do technically have some, but there's not. I would have loved to see it hold the 9.5 to 10 cent mark, but yeah. So we're gonna be mainly monitoring Bitcoin because we got to see how Bitcoin reacts. The current weekly candle looks disgusting, as in bad. So yeah. Do you think Caspa is cooked? It broke the recent support levels you said about though. No, not necessarily. I know it rebroke. It didn't hold the big support zone, which is, like I said, very, very annoying. But no, it's not necessarily cooked yet. I don't see that much. Like, obviously things are not ideal, but in terms of the technical analysis and stuff, I wouldn't say it's cooked. But again, we are below a very huge support, which if we were just holding, it would be very ideal. But now we're below it. But yeah. No. Can be. There's no way this is a word, right? Like, you know what? I am going to do lucky again. Wow. That was terrible. Obviously, I knew it can't be lucky, but I wanted letters. I want to see if we can um I want to see if we can, you know. Oh, wait. Aha. Yo, thank you for the $3. Is Turbo dead? No, Turbo is not dead. Turbo is not dead. Look, I know emotions are high. Look, Turbo is not dead. It's just things are not ideal. Things looked great not too long ago because, for one, we were following global liquidity to the T, right? We were on a streak of not like, see, this is what you guys have to realize. So, predicting what something's going to happen is one thing, and then what technical analysis shows is a whole nother thing. This is why I also trade just short term. Max usually, if I do hold a trade, it's over a day, but it's usually like anywhere from a couple minutes to a few short hours, because certain things are not promised. Like with the indicator, right? With the global liquidity indicator, everything was matching up with this. We had, obviously, we know from the tops to this tops was 91 days. We know from the bottoms to these bottoms was 91 days, right? But then it was also lining up very well with all of these pumps here, right? And we had this 91 days was perfect. We knew there's going to be a sell-off after that, 91 days. Okay. And then we were just saying how we expected some type of manipulation midway through the week to sweep this whole area. We did. Everything was looking good. Everything was looking great, in fact. Then, what the hell did I just do? Oh, and then, right, and then this is where the momentum slowly started to shift. We went from we were predicting everything the way it was supposed to go, right? Even without like confirmation, just in terms of pure predictions, it was going the way it was supposed to go. And then we were getting confirmations. And then Sunday was a little slow, right? Sunday was not the most ideal. Monday was great. So I was like, okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. What the hell just happened? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah. So we thought Sunday, it's technically the Sunday candle, like technically this week, that was the sell-off and the recovery. Yeah, because every other coin actually held support, like the big ones. Again, not. Yeah, I know though the support is not like it's not holding is not the most ideal, but I don't live and die by this just pure support and resistance. I don't live and die by pure support and resistance because I feel like the markets have advanced nowadays. It's just more complicated than that. But yeah, so we expected like when we had these slow pumps here and these dumps, I expected like bigger recoveries because technically for that week, what do you mean there's no buying pressure? I mean, the last couple hours it did good. I mean, in the last few days it dropped 15%. Turbo, let's say, dropped I mean, the way it closes 17%. It technically went further down than what I'm saying for these, but in terms of the closing candles, 17%. No, Caspa tech from Caspa's the best ratio right now. ZBEC is a little bit of an exception because it's different. What about Ondo? Ondo 13.5%, so a little bit better. You also have to remember not every coin is going to recover and pump at the same time. And some sell off a little bit less than others. So like Ondo sold off the least because Ondo is backed by JP Morgan, BlackRock, has very great narratives. Caspa sold off the second least from the four we looked, right? And then Render was for third least, and then the Turbo was the most because Turbo is a meme coin at the end of the day. You also have to remember that, like, you know, it is Friday transitioning to Saturday. So Friday transitioning to Saturday, and Saturday, are usually the slowest of days, so you're not really gonna see any big recoveries on these days usually. Any type of like volume and pressure. You gotta remember, like the people from in America and stuff, the people already at like after 5 p.m. they're already going home. The people in Asia and the other countries, it's already like nighttime or Saturday for them. So that's why like midday through Friday to, let's just say, Sunday morning usually is going to be like pretty dead. So I just want to see how things go in terms of the news, in terms of Israel, Iran over this weekend. I want to see how, Bitcoin reacts and stuff. Did we finish this? Oh yeah, we did finish this. Okay. You said you are looking for meme coins. What is that criteria the coin needs to meet to convince you to buy? I usually like a coin that has like history of doing another project that went really well. Um, the tokenomics, right? There's ways to check if there's just one big wallet sent a lot of coins to multiple other wallets and they're going to slowly sell off. The type of chain it's on too. I don't really like getting to Ethereum coins too much. To be honest, I don't really like dealing with all the fees. It's just annoying. I'd rather deal with something like Solana or something that's obviously on an exchange. Like Turbo doesn't matter now because it's on an exchange, but like if Turbo is brand new, it'd be really annoying to deal with because Ethereum likes eating up your money just because it's Ethereum. It's just annoying to deal with, right? So usually like a coin on like Solana or something else. I could do a very quick analysis, but I'm not doing a detailed one. I'm not doing a detailed one because there's not. I mean, there's. Let's see, wait. In terms of support and resistance, this is the only thing we have going. We did create lower lows. Right, so even if we bounce back to something like 8.5 cents, doesn't necessarily mean anything until we get more data. So now this is just kind of like a waiting game of seeing how price is going to react, right? Because if price doesn't really start going sideways, start doing something like this, and then eventually start breaking up, and there's just going to be zero bullish confirmation, which would mean we would go lower. Next station in terms of potential reactions would be the sub 7 cents to 6.5 cents because of this order block. We have to see how it reacts from there. But it all mainly falls down to Bitcoin and how this war escalates. But yeah, that is practically it. That is practically it. I will be most likely streaming tomorrow. And yeah. Hopefully, things don't go too crazy with this war. One wants World War III. I'm saying we still got lots of life in us. Still got lots of money to make. There's no point of all these casualties. There's no point of this shit. So yeah, that's practically it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. Tomorrow will probably be a chill stream, not many charts. We're gonna hunt down which YouTubers are fraudulent, which are kind of dangerous to listen to, which ones are okay, pretty good, and etc. Obviously, everyone has different traits. It's not always going to be based off technical analysis. It could be based off how much news they cover, the quality of the videos still obviously count for a little bit and everything, but we're going to be mainly looking at the real important stuff. So yeah, that is it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll tell you guys next time. Goodbye.